Welcome to Designer Digital's bi-weekly tip, October 12th, 2018. This week, how to create a resist effect title in Photoshop and Elements, Part 1. Scrapbooking inspiration can hit just about anywhere. Recently, while visiting the hair salon, I noticed some really pretty signage that looked like it was created with a resist technique. The title lettering appeared to have been written with a waxy substance before painting a free-form swatch over it. The effect was absolutely beautiful, and as I admired it, I realized that the look could be recreated using just a few DesignerDigitals products. I rushed home to try to get the same look for a digital project, and here's how. Begin by selecting a title from Katie Petit's Sketchy Sentiment Spots series. Then select a watery photo mask. Watery photo mask number 14 or watery photo mask number 6 make really good choices for this technique. In Photoshop or Elements, open a new blank document, the sentiment that you're using, and the photo mask of your choice. Get the Move tool and drag the mask layer onto your new blank document. I find it easiest to move directly from the Layers panel onto the page. Next, drag your sentiment on top of that mask that you've put on the new document. At this point, I go ahead and minimize the sentiment and the mask document windows just to make it easier to see what I'm doing. Resize and reposition the title or the mask so that the watery mask just covers the sentiment. To resize, select the mask layer and then press Ctrl-T or on a Mac system Command-T on your keyboard. This shows the bounding box around the image. You can shift and drag the corner handles to resize the mask layer. I'm going to go ahead and drag this down. In some versions of Elements, you don't hold the Shift key as you drag, and you'll know if you begin to get the funhouse effect. To twist or turn the mask, hover the cursor outside of a corner until the cursor changes into a curved arrow. When you get the curved arrow, click and drag to turn the mask. When you're happy with the changes, tick the check mark to confirm the change. In Elements, the check mark will appear just right under your work, but in Photoshop it will be up here in the options bar. Next, select the sentiment layer. Press Ctrl-U or on a Mac system Command-U on the keyboard. This activates the hue saturation dialog box. Drag the lightness slider all the way to the right and click OK. The sentiment will now be white on your black background. Next, follow these steps to paint your mask. Select the mask layer. In the Layers panel, Control-click or on a Mac system Command-click the thumbnail image of the mask in the Layers panel, and that places a selection of marching ants around the mask image. Hide the black mask layer by clicking the Layer Visibility icon on the left side of the layer. It looks like a little eyeball. Now you'll just see the marching ants, but the mask will no longer be visible. Next, create a new layer by clicking the Create a New Layer icon in the Layers panel. It looks like a little square with a turned up corner. Make sure that your new layer is selected before you continue. Mine is. And then get the Gradient tool. In Photoshop, the Gradient tool shares a space with the paint bucket. In Elements, it's right next to the paint bucket. In the Options bar, choose a gradient to use from the drop-down menu. In Elements, your tool options will be at the bottom of the screen. If you don't see any gradients that work for your project, click this little icon at the top of the gradient picker, and then you can choose another set of gradients. I always choose a pinned here because I like to see what I have and then compare it with the new ones. Select a gradient and then draw out on your document a diagonal line. As you do this, the mask will become painted with color. If you're unhappy with the color, you can always choose a different gradient or just switch the way that you're drawing the line. You can keep playing with it until you get just the effect that you'd like. When you're satisfied with the look, press Ctrl D or on a Mac system Command D on your keyboard, and that removes the marching ants. This is a really fun and different way to use digital projects to create an interesting title for your digital project. Thanks so much for watching this week's video, and be sure to check back in 2 weeks for another Designer Digitals tip.